Hello everyone. Welcome to Create with Nancy, an independent demonstrator from Skinny Atlas, New York. I'm here today to share a wintry card for you, a Christmas card for the holidays, and also a card that could be used for any time of the year. So we're going to make two cards today. Both have a different technique on each one, so I'm excited to share that with you. So if you are joining in today, just leave me a comment that you're here, okay? Because two lucky comment winners will receive one of these cards today. So, oh, somebody already gave me a like, so thank you so much. I love the likes and the hearts, the thumbs up and the hearts. That really lets me know that you are enjoying what I create today. So, welcome, Gail. Hello. We are having a thunderstorm here, so hopefully it's not too noisy. I think the thunder has kind of calmed down a little bit, but it's raining like cats and dogs out there today. So, hi, Colleen, and hello, Pat and Kathy. What is the date today, please? Today is, did I get the date wrong? Today is Wednesday, September 15th. So, I've been crazy getting ready for the retired stamp sale that's going to happen this on Friday and Saturday. So make sure you add that to your calendar and stop by. There's all kinds of stuff. There's some household stuff. There's great tool stuff and hardware stuff for the guys. And some furniture and just you name it, we probably have it. So come on out. If you need my address, just message me here in Skinny Atlas. And if you just find Highland Ave, you will find the sale because we have really good signs. So you shouldn't find it without a problem if you can find Highland Ave and Skinny Atlas. So welcome everybody. I'm glad you're here and hopefully you're ready for a holiday card. So let's get started. So today's card is going to feature this beautiful stamp set called Peaceful Cabin. And of course I love the wood, so this definitely spoke out to me. But it's very easy and versatile to use. So it's not really meant for winter. This is great for an all occasion type card as well. And they do have this matching set of dies as well. Here's another die here. Let me grab this last one. This, I'm going to show you how to use this die right here. I'll give you some other hints and tips about the different dies. This die here will cut out a tree line. And of course you can add some texture to your trees by adding in these little leaf cutouts in the dies as well. Let me move it a little closer so you guys can see. Okay, and then this, I kind of was expecting this to get cut out, but it does not. I trim this, okay? So all it really does is it leaves an impression in your cardstock, and I kind of trimmed around it and everything. So also it just die cuts the white part that you see on your cardstock. So it's a little bit different, okay? Hey Carolyn, welcome back home. And I see Linda's joined too, and Anne and Sharon. So welcome guys. So Miss Carolyn's been traveling for a while. So I'm glad to see you here and back to getting some creativity going. And of course they have like this will cut out the fence line that's in the stamp set. And then they have another like 3D one as well for the rails that you could put in between your fence line, which is really, really cool here. Okay. I didn't cut one of those out, but so just it's a different versatile set. And then we have these cool looking, they're not quite snowflakes, but they're just kind of like stars or mini stars, I guess is what I want to say. Okay, so just really, really cool. And then I'm using this really good, I just got it, I should have quite in my phone. I just got the notification that I'm live, so that's weird. That's like way behind schedule. So we're using the Peaceful Prince designer paper. Does anybody know where this is from? You only have a little bit of time left, actually 15 days to take advantage if you love this paper. You get it free with a $50 order. So that is really, really cool. And it coordinates with our deer punch as well that we have that's in our mini catalog. But just a nice color combination of colors and different designs. So it's really a neat paper, okay? So let's look. I want to point out one thing in our mini catalog, okay? This stamp set is from the Peaceful Place Suite. Let me go like this, okay? And we've used the paper before, this gray color scheme paper. So that's in there. And oh, this will point out that cabin die cut that I was showcasing a little bit, okay? Right there. You can see how it just kind of leaves like a die cut image in your cardstock to create a 3D effect. So that's really cool. And of course it has the timber embossing folder, and we've used that when I was doing this card with the gray and white color scheme. Okay, so there's a lot of like woodsy stuff in here, which I was surprised to see such a different mix of it. You know, and then they have these snowy white velvet sheets here as well. These are great for that penguin guy punch, which unfortunately is unorderable. So if you have not ordered that penguin punch by now, you're going to have to wait till November, because that's when it comes back available again, is sometime in early November, which makes me really, really sad to hear that. Okay, so I want to just also show, here is another, this is called Reflective in Nature. So if you love woodsy stuff, there's another stamp set there as well. And there's like, I didn't point this out. There's a tree line one in here. Here it is. Welcoming Woods, it's called as well. I didn't get that one, but I do like a lot of the words in there. So that's something to look at. But the other thing I wanted to point out, if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you might want to consider, because this green box is our next one for October. You have to subscribe by October 10th to get this Paper Pumpkin, and it coordinates with this Peaceful Place suite that I just showed you, the Peaceful Place. So it will coordinate with this suite here, which is really kind of cool. So they say it'll be having like silvers and the grays color scheme in it. So I can't wait to see it. You can already see on the box that the trees are just like the die cut trees that are in this die set. So really, really cool. So I wanted to point that out. So the next two, this is the one that's going to be coming any day now. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called, what the name is. But then these next two are geared for the holidays. Okay, so hope that does this. I'm looking at comments to see. On my phone came up with a 10-minute delay. I know, it was weird that it had such a delay. So is this a take on our cabin? No, our cabin looks nothing like this. I wish it did. And keeping our fingers crossed that we're going to close on our cabin in another few weeks, if not sooner. Okay, so busy time here. We're almost done cleaning everything out. Okay, so here's the Peaceful Prince designer paper that's in our celebration catalog. So if you don't have a mini or a celebration catalog and you don't have a demonstrator you're working with, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to hook you up with a catalog. Okay, so let's get started and get creating, because I have more stuff to show you after this. Okay, I've got some swaps to show you, what we kind of did for make and takes at my team meeting and at my club, okay, that I had this past Saturday. So here is the card we're going to create today. Okay, it is a DSP Fun Fold base. Okay, so very, very easy to make. So we're starting with a 4-inch by 12-inch piece of designer paper. Okay, so the key to this is to always have facing up what you want on the outside of your card. So by that, this is what I want on the outside of my card. And there's my inside design. So your inside design is always facing down. Now if you have, we'll talk about directional on the next card, okay? So if you have an overall pattern, you're not going to have to worry about this, okay? So all I simply did was on the right hand side, I scored it 1 inch. So easy, okay? And we're going to, let me grab some adhesive here. We are gonna just put some adhesive on that flap and we're gonna close it over, okay? So simple, isn't that easy? You guys can do this in your sleep. All right, so where do we get our next fold? So this is, you could score it if you wanted to. If you wanted to score it before you folded it, you would score it at 6.5 inches. But so you don't get confused, because if you got confused and scored at 5.5. So the way to solve that is take and just fold this in half now, because now we have, this creates your 5.5 inch base, okay? So now this is 5.5 inches long. So that's how simple it is to create this card base. So is this heavy enough? Colleen has a great question. Thank you, Colleen, for asking this. It is heaviness, because when we are done adding layers, it stiffens it right up. So consider, normally the white would be your card base, okay? And then, you know, when you add it, it is stiff enough, okay? I don't think you have a problem doing this, okay? And thanks, Jane. Okay, so let's get stamping, okay? So let's start with, you know what, did I do that? Okay, so I already pre-stamped this, okay? And we are gonna take, I need my dies back, hold on. So we're gonna use this die cut here. This is what, because we wanna cut out our cabin, okay? So I simply, we would line it up. You're gonna look at the edge and just line it up, okay? You'll be able to tell if you're off. You don't really wanna see the cabin edge that well. It might take you a time or two to get it right. So I practiced a little bit and then I got it right, okay? So we're gonna, so I've already die cutted it, the magic of television here, okay? So it's big here and I don't really care for how this looks kind of funky, okay? So next I'm gonna do is, I wanted to create kind of like a decorative edge along here. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to add a little bit of stitching to it, okay? Just to add a little bit of texture and everything, all right? Yes, I love, Colleen has a great thing. It's great to see the pattern inside and out, because you really hate to, like, you know, not see both, you know, cover up one or the other. Okay, so this just kind of barely fits in here. So what I would recommend is, I don't know what side, which die this is. So I've got, see how like I just kind of like tucked up my cabin a little bit. So these two rooftops are kind of resting on top of the edge here. Okay, so like here and over here. And then I'll run it through the embossing folder or machine, okay? So we have another little Vanna thing here. So this is, let me get something so you guys can see. This might be better. Can you see the stitching on there? Okay. There I think that's probably good enough. Okay. So now we have like a perfect little cabin. I love how that previous die cutted like the porch on the, around the cabin and everything. So that's really, really cute. Yes, Gail, I'm glad you like the stitching. I love, it just adds so much. Maybe I can, so you guys can see the difference here, okay? Maybe I'll take some pictures of this too, and post it so you can see what a difference that stitching makes on your designs, okay? Don't be afraid to use your thinlets, okay? Your dies. Okay, so we are, well, let's get back on track here, Nancy. All right, so let me look at my card too to make sure we're doing what we're doing. All right, we are gonna start out with this row of trees, okay? It's a little deceiving because this one's a little bit lower. So I just kind of like look at the tree line here and try to get it straight. I've got my block straight here, lined up with a line here, okay? And then I kind of make sure my trees look, the base of the trees look straight, okay, when you're adding this on. So we are going to use Smoky Slate for this set of trees, okay? And I thought it was kind of neat to add, to use one of the dies from the contour dies. I think that's what it's called, right? What is it called? Scallop Contours, okay? So we are going to just, and lots of times I like to sit my big blocks down so I can just tap and not get too much pressure onto the ink pad, okay? I've got ink all over me, so let me just wipe this off. I don't know what I got. Maybe that's already stained. Okay, it must have been from previously. Or I touched something, I don't know what. All right, so let's just stamp our trees on here, okay? Isn't that pretty? So this is Smoky Slate. I love the softness of that gray. Isn't that pretty? And then let's add, okay, we're making this a Christmas card. So we're good. One's going to be Christmas and one's going to be thank you. So we will, we'll hit everybody's pleasures here today. So I am using the Season's Greetings, and I'll share the stamp set with you later, okay? And we are using Basic Gray. Okay. Oh, doesn't that look gorgeous? Oh, I'm liking these holiday cards. All right. And then we will just then take and pop this up with some dimensionals. This is how easy this is. Okay, I got to grab some dimensions. I got minis. I don't really always care for minis. Okay. So let's add this. So am I inspiring you to hurry up and get your holiday cards done here early? Because that's what my goal is trying to get mine done early this year. And I think I might want to send out Thanksgiving cards instead. So I might be doing that instead of Christmas cards. Okay, so I just simply kind of centered that. So there is a little bit of contrast between, what color did I use? I did use Basic Gray for that cabin, and then the trees are Smoky Slate. So it just enough subtleness for that. Okay, so we're gonna put this onto our card base now, our designer paper card base. And oh, you know what? I forgot one thing. I forgot to grab some ribbon. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Would this look okay with that, or do you think the glimmer? You know, the black glimmer. So I forgot to grab my black glimmer ribbon, but I do have this check. I can always add the ribbon later. So what do you think? Do you like the check or the black glimmer? So I'll move on to the front, to the rest of the card, and we will, I'll revisit that in a minute, okay? Oh, yes, that's another one too, is Valentine's Day cards. I always have, one of my friends always did New Year's Day cards instead of Christmas, because she could never get around to doing her Christmas cards, but she did always sit down after Christmas and get them all out at New Year's. Plaid is too busy. Okay, check. Okay, I've got two for the check. Okay, so we're gonna while I wait for a little bit to get a few more opinions, we will just take a little bit of Tombow, maybe. I'm gonna see if I can get it out, because you just want a little bit. Let's try a different one here. I always try to keep tons of this on my desk. Whoops, that's one's a big one. So we're gonna just try to do some little tiny dots here to add some of these gorgeous sequins, okay? So we're going to let that dry for just a minute, and we'll go to stamp our inside of our card, okay? So we're going to use this tree line again with the smoky slate, okay? This time I'm walking it across my ink pad, and we will just, so remember, this is kind of deceiving. Okay, there we go. And then I have, here's this fence. We're going to use basic gray here on the fence. There we go. And we'll add this greeting. This greeting is in the stamp set Peaceful Cabin, which I think works great. May you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season. So what do you guys think? Do you love this? There we go. Hopefully my light seems off today, but okay. You could keep going with the fence if you wanted to, but I think that looks good. Okay, so let's get some adhesive on here. And I gotta wait for my glue to dry. I'm gonna go this one-handed. Now, if you really wanted to big shot, you could have done another scallop on the inside as well. Okay, so glitter ribbon, I think, okay, I'm looking at, check what the consensus is. I think we will go with glitter, okay? So let's go, so I'll add the ribbon on later on. Let's, I'm gonna use my scissor tips here and just pick up some of these sequins that are in this suite as well. If I can do this, and we'll just lay some of these sequins on. There's some are kind of like an opaque white, and then others are like a silver glitter. They're silvery. So it's just kind of like a nice mixture, and then there's little tiny ones and bigger ones. So I think using like your pick tool is a little bit harder picking these up. I just kind of normally sometimes use my scissor tips. Okay, I want some more silver in here. Love the silver ones. It just really makes it pop here. Okay, so let's see here. All right, I think that looks pretty darn good, minus the ribbon, okay? So we've got that, and then there's the inside, all right? So you've learned how to pop and cut and add some stitching to around the cabin, so cool, cool. Okay, so let's move on to our next card. I'm gonna kind of set that aside, and we're gonna pull in this next card here. And so remember, it's a 1-inch score, okay? Oh, yes, so we've got a plaid pattern here, okay? And then the back side is this deer pattern, okay? So it's important that you kind of decide which one you want on the inside. I kind of wanted this one on the outside and have the deer on the inside. So just kind of like think about it, okay? So this is my inside. So when I pull it over here, this is the side I need to score my 1-inch, okay? So always you just want to make sure your direction is facing up, okay? So let me just pull this back. So you want to make sure that is facing upwards. Otherwise, you're not going to be happy, okay? And do your 1-inch score, okay? So very, very easy. So we've added our adhesive, and then we're going to just fold this in half. No other measuring whatsoever. Now this color is Sahara Sand, okay? Oh, I'm so glad you guys are loving this. Where do you sign the name, Carolyn? You could sign it right here. Well, let me show this. You could sign it here. If you really wanted to, you could add another panel here, okay? There's just lots of possibilities here, okay? I guess I should show you this here, okay? So this one, I did add 2 panels, okay? So there's lots of space to do some writing and everything, All right, so there's no right or wrong for anything. So just whatever creation you want to make. Yes, the glitter makes it pop. So, okay, so we've got our base. But first we are going to, I wrote myself a note, okay? So I wouldn't forget about this, and I need my scrubber so I can clean this stamp, because I want to tell you about a tip about these trees before we stamp them, okay? So we've got, let me move a few inks out of the way here. So we're going to stamp the inside, okay? So we've got the two trees, and I only want to focus on two of the trees. I don't want this one. So I'm going to just take, and we're going to use Sahara sand, because this is Sahara sandpaper. So I'm going to just ink up these two trees and not ink up this one. So that's the beauty of them being so separate too. Or if I just wanted this one, it's so much easier to ink up either set of trees, okay? So I'm going to stamp some here, okay? I probably should have stamped off. Those are a little bit dark. So I think on this one, we are just going to, I should have huffed on it a little bit. There, that's a little bit subtle. That's more the look I was looking for. Can you see that? So I should have tested my ink before I started. You can see how much darker that one is. So always, you know, like when you want that subtleness, just practice a little bit on some scratch paper to test your ink. Okay? You know, thanks, Carolyn. A little late. Oh, good. I'm just kind of looking at some comments. Okay. All right. Well, you don't really need to mask the tree, you know, because this one's separated so much. And, you know, just touching with your ink pad, the side of it, instead of going completely on top of it like this, we're only inking up part of it. Okay. So, which makes it really nice. Okay. Let's see, where are we at? So we've got that, and we're going to add some fencing again, and I think I'm going to use some soft suede with this instead of the basic gray. So let's just test this a little bit. Okay, I think we're going to go like this, okay, and just kind of get the fence in there a little bit. And we're going to add our words with soft suede. We're going to put thank you over here, and then we will do this one. This is in the set. The thank you comes in the set, as well as your kindness means the world to me. Means your kindness makes the world a more beautiful place to be. So I think that's a really nice sentiment. So we will just add this onto there, okay? We can go ahead and put these on the inside of our card. So let's just center this. There we go. I kind of want to make more of these cards. I just think of other ideas that you could do. What other stamp sets and paper. So we've got those two done, okay? So let's look at our cabin. Now let's look at the front of the cabin here, okay? So look at the trees, how they're kind of hidden behind the cabin. So let's do a little masking, okay? So let me show you how to do that, okay? Okay, we're gonna start with our cabin, okay? And we are using soft suede. Let's test it because I did have two soft suede ink pads, and one was definitely darker than the other. So I fiddled around with that a little bit. So let's, I think that looks good. We're going to pull in another one of our scallop contour labels here. Okay. And we will just stamp our cabin first. Voila. Okay. And you can kind of see the snow on it and everything. So we've got that. So now we're going to pull in these trees again, this tree die, okay? And We're going to use the Sahara sand. So how do you mask, okay? So all I simply did was on a piece of cardstock, and I don't know where my die went. Here we go. I just die cutted this out, okay? So now I can cover up my cabin and not get my trees all over it, okay? So really quick and simple. So when you are masking, you do want to kind of bring your mask down a little bit, because there's a little bit of space in between the cardstock and there, because I didn't quite do it right on here, but it left a gap, okay? And you just want to bring it down a hint so there's room for the stamp to overlay. In fact, I think I'm going to trim this just a little bit. You could even trim a little bit off. So it kind of leaves room for the stamp to glide over this raised cardstock, I guess is the way I want to say it. Okay, so let's ink this up, and we will add some trees to it. Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, I probably should have cut off a little bit more. You can kind of see the gap. You see the gap around this tree and up there. I need to experiment with this a little bit more. So you can't see the can't see the gap, but now you can. Hopefully you can see the gap now. So I probably should have trimmed this a little bit more. So this is a great way to experiment and practice a little bit before you do your final card. Okay, so you might need to trim your template just a little bit more till you get that spacing that you want, okay? Because the tree should stamp up close to the cabin edge, all right? I hope that makes sense. All right, like double insides. Okay, so we've got our cabin. So these other die cut trees will help us cover up any extra, space that we have. So let's just, Tembo glues will be great for this, because you just need a little thin line, okay, of glue to add. I think I want to, where do I want to go? I'm going to go over here. All right, and then there's these two other small trees in here as well. We'll add these. And this is Sahara sand cardstock that I die cut them out with. I think I'm going to kind of tuck that one behind the other. All right. Did I use dimensionals? Okay, I did add dimensionals. So we are going to pull in this gorgeous gray granite shimmer ribbon. Okay, this was a carryover from, oh, you know what? I didn't do that. Okay. This was a carryover from the Peony Suite, from the catalog from last year. Do you guys remember the Peonies? I love this ribbon. Okay. I think that'll be plenty. Let's just add a little bit more adhesive here. Okay. Get this straight, and we will. So if you joined in late, I want to welcome you, and I'm thanking you for tuning in today, but don't go away yet, because I still have some more samples to show you. So I simply should have hidden this under, and we're going to tie, maybe I might be able to tie a bow here. I feel like I'm all thumbs here today. Okay, so we got our plus sign, possibly. I don't know, why am I having such a trouble tying this today? Usually I can tie better than this. Okay, so let's make our loops. We'll tie it upside down. That's the way it's gonna lay. And I might just retie this again later. Okay, I like a tight bow. Do you guys, I know some people really struggle with bows. It is hard to do at times. Okay, so we've got our bow here. There we go. But this gray granite ribbon, I think, coordinates really well with this. So let's just give this a little twist if we can. Hopefully I can get this up there. Okay, I think that will have to do. And we will add some dimensionals to this, to the back side. So, okay, I have to undo for ribbon. Okay. I know, ribbon sometimes can be a struggle. Usually this ties pretty good. Okay, so we've got that. And of course, we would add some more sequins to this, okay? And there we go. Whoops. Let's make sure you're in shot here, okay? But let me show you the one with the gorgeous, this one was a better bow, okay? With the gorgeous sequins on it, okay? So there's your two cards today. So do you love the red one or the Sahara Sand one? I think they both look great, and they're great for anything. So this would, you know, birthday thank you. This could even be a, you know, a gorgeous sympathy card too as well. So but I want to share over the weekend, busy weekend. I had my stamp club meeting for the first, well, I guess it's our second time meeting. And so I wanted to show one of the projects we did at Stamp Club. And where are they? Oh, before I do that, let's share. Yes, this is one of the projects, not at Stamp Club. I want to share another project we did. Another idea, okay, using this design, okay. So this one I just did a scalloped edge over here and just simple. I think I got lazy here. And I'm not really happy with this design. I think I would remove this plaid tree here, but it's just going to stay the way it is. But the same Fun Fold designer paper card base, okay. So let's see, what are we going to do? Let's talk, let me show you my team swaps first. So this was a swap for my team member Wendy, and I loved how she used the designer paper from the Peaceful Prints that we're just using, and she kind of added a little hint on the inside as well, so that's really cool. And this is another celebration idea. This is the dahlias. Jessica made this one, and she did the double stamping with the stamp full strength and then the outline images. So that's really, really cool, using the bumblebee ink there. And then this one was Sherry. She just has the dahlia stamp set as well, and did a lot of popping up, and it's kind of like spotlighting, where she stamped it a quarter sheet to begin with, and then she cut out some of it as well. So that's really, really cool that she did. And of course, Becky made this one. She's famous for our making Halloween cards on our team, and if she had a choice, she would pick Halloween. So so this one's kind of fun here. This is called a wiper card. So look what happens. Whoops, there we go. I don't know if you guys saw that. Can you see that? Look who's popping up. The ghost is popping up right there. Watch him right there. So that's kind of a cool 3D. And notice anything special about this card? Look at this design. I thought this was cool how she created this. She used, there's a punch that we have, and she inserted the cardstock, so it created this tomb look. So if you look, I didn't remember the name of it, but if you check the annual catalog for this double double tag punch that we have, and it will create this tomb look, and I thought that was so clever. So that's a wiper card, okay. And then we have this famous oh, it's the chocolate stamp set. I haven't used this yet. That Megan created this. She did this here. So, and I had one more swap that I didn't get, and it was from Mary. So I don't have that to showcase. I should have took a picture of it. So, and I have one other one. It was great. This is what I got in the mail the other day, and I just had to share it. My friend Lois, she, I just have to give a shout out to her because after she retired, she took up painting, and she just has exploded with her watercolor painting. So she had these printed up, and isn't that just the most gorgeous flower? I'm just like in thought, you know, I just love it. So I just have to give her a shout out for sending me such a beautiful card. She could be like a Stampin' Up! Designer, I think. So anyway, so that's, let's see, what else do I have to share? Okay, now we're at the team card, or the club cards that we did. So we made these 2 club cards, stamp club cards, and I was kind of focusing on them with how to do a kind of create a split design here, and showcase that for them, to teach them how they start out with one piece of designer paper, and we made it stretch, so it created a bigger piece, so and left room for them to stamp inside. So that was kind of neat. And then we took a larger piece of designer paper and cut it at an angle, and then one side was flipped. So that was kind of another technique for them to learn. So, and they loved working with these penguins. So the penguin punch isn't available to order right now, but you can still get the designer paper with a $50 order. Okay, so but don't wait too long, because unfortunately this bedazzling paper is gone. It is all sold out. So I think the penguin paper might be next on the list. So I hope you love that. Okay, I still got more to share, so hopefully you guys have enough time to stay with me. Okay, so here, this is one we did at our team meeting on Sunday, okay? So same design with that DSP card base. We used the deer punch, and that Peaceful Prints designer paper is the base as well. And here's the inside using the, you know, we embellished with that deer stamp set as well. Okay, so, and with that black glimmer ribbon. Okay, almost done here. So the other thing that we did was at team meeting is we made this, remember the purse boxes we did last week, okay? The pillow boxes that we did last week. Well, we did at our team meeting this sheep adorable box. So they created that, and then as a suggestion, they didn't make the note cards, but you could easily fit some 3x3 note cards in here to go into your little purse box. And I did dressed up the envelopes with some of this matching designer paper. So a lot of versatility. It's not just meant for the holidays. It's really meant for any occasion that you want. So so make sure you check out that pillow box die, pretty pillow box die. So finally, remember that stamp sale, retired stamp sale is this weekend at my home, Friday and Saturday from 9 to 4 on both days. So I hope you come out and see. Many of my team members have brought stuff to share also for sale, and club members. So lots of variety of stuff. So I'm going to leave you a hint for next week, okay? Remember the season's greetings that we used on the first card? Well, that's where that came from, was out of this Merry Moments stamp set. So we'll be using this and this hybrid embossing folder. So what is hybrid? So stay tuned next week and come join me. And we'll learn all about using a hybrid embossing folder next week, okay? So make sure you, let me think here, like, follow, and share my page, okay? And come to my website as well, createwithnancy.com. And last week's pillow box stuff was on there with a link to the YouTube video. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, okay? Because I'm working on adding more content other than what we see here. So it's important that you go subscribe to YouTube as well, okay? Because hopefully soon I'll be doing some YouTube lives as well, and you wouldn't want to miss out some beautiful project that I'd be sharing, not here on Facebook, but on my YouTube channel, okay? So I hope to see some of you this weekend, and I thank you for joining me. And it's an awesome sale. The barn is full. If you haven't been here before, it's a 40 by 60 foot barn, and it is full. we're running out of room. There's all kinds of things. If you need, there's household stuff and some furniture, and if you need storage bins and tools and electrical and just a whole menagerie of stuff. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, and have an awesome day. Stay dry and stay safe, and hopefully the weather this weekend is going to be perfect for an awesome sale. Thanks so much. Bye bye.